She stood before him. The white jacket gleamed dazzlingly in the London sun like armor in battle, and something dangerous splashed in her eyes. The crowd around them froze, feeling the air strained to the limit, but no one intervened. The guardsman was motionless. Steel. Unbreakable. That was what pissed her off the most. What? You think you're better than everyone else? Her voice cut through the air like a knife through glass. Or is it the metals on your chest that make you think you're a god? Ridiculous. They're just pieces of metal. He didn't blink, didn't move, didn't give a single crack in the armor. And everything inside her was churning, a mixture of rage, resentment, and something else unclear even to herself. The crowd whispered. Smartphones rose into the air. Someone laughed, nervously, tentatively. Someone turned away, sensing disaster. But she took a step closer. Centimeters separated them now. His gaze was looking through her, not at her. It was maddening. Last chance. Her voice grew quieter and more dangerous. Are you going to say a word, or are you going to play the stone idiot? Silence. Pressing. Almost physical. And then, she slowly slipped her hand into the bag. The crowd gasped. The guardsman tensed his jaw slightly. First crack? Or was it showing? Her heart pounded in her temples. She knew that if she did this, there was no turning back. But something in her pushed further. Deeper. To the edge. Okay, she exhaled. It's your choice. A click. The metal glinted in the sunlight. A second. Two. The crowd buzzed like a disturbed beehive. Smartphones hovered in the air. Everyone wanted to capture the moment things got out of control. She could feel it. She loved it. Adrenaline spilled through her veins, hot, scalding. So was the hatred, especially for him, for this silent statue standing before her. The white jacket fit perfectly, like armor. The white bob framed his face with a cold grin. She knew. She looked flawless. Always. And yet something about this scene, this man in front of her, irritated her to the point of fury. He stood as if carved from stone, a steely gaze, looking past her. Through. As if she didn't exist. Well? Her voice sounded too loud, too sonorous against the hushed whispers. You think you have the right to stand there like that and ignore me? Is that your royal upbringing, or just arrogance? He didn't move. Damn soldier. A ceremonial puppet in a red uniform. But something about that silence was worse than words. It was as if he wasn't looking through her, but above her. Above her. And that stung the most. Why did it make me so angry? Why did her heart pound in her chest like shed? No. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Not now. This is ridiculous, she grinned, taking a step closer. Out of the corner of her eye she saw the tourists retreating, but they stared even more greedily. There's a soldier standing there. Silent. Great discipline. You know what? That's not courage. That's cowardice. Hiding behind that stupid vow of silence so you don't have to answer. It's funny. Pathetic. And yet, nothing. Even your breathing is steady. How? How could he look through her like that? Just like he did back then. Why are you all the same? It came out too sharply, too personally. Her heart thumped traitorously. She swallowed, her lips trembling. Shit. Not now. Not in front of him. Not in front of the crowd. The guardsman remained a wall. Not the man, the uniform. But his jaw. The tiniest movement? Or was it just a glimpse? No, it was. Or. She gritted her teeth. The memories came back to her. A different guardsman. Different eyes. Same uniform. The night. Words never to be forgotten. For years. And blood. Lots of blood. Not now, she hissed to herself in her thoughts. This was a different man. A different situation. But her hands were already shaking from anger? From something deeper. Nastier. The crowd was no longer a background. Now it was a swarm of witnesses. Everyone was waiting. Some even cheered. Say something already, man. Chuckled the guy with the cell phone. And again, silence. Pressing. Like a slab of concrete. You want a game? Let's play. She slipped her hand into her bag. Her heart, even harder. This is stupid. This is crazy. It's, right? I don't care. She has to break him. Make him snap. No more silence. Enough of those eyes looking through her like he did then. I'm warning you, her voice trailed off. I had to cough to stop the trembling. Now you either talk or ill. A click. The metal glinted in the sun. The crowd gasped in unison. Someone swore. The guardsman. Changed? No. Same stance. Same damn stance. Face still, eyes fixed on a point somewhere behind her. Her teeth clenched. Her heart thundered like it had that day, that very day. Not now. Not. You're no better than him, she whispered. You're all the same. Weak-willed puppets in red rags. You think honor? Duty? They're just words. People die because of people like you. And you stand there, silent. Like when? My head was throbbing. Something in my chest clenched to the point of pain. Why? Why is he looking at her like that? No, not at her. Through. But why is there something familiar in that look? Well, almost a scream. React, damn it. Say something. Damn silent. 1 second. 2. The air felt frozen. She saw his jaw tighten. That's it. I got it. Then we can get it. We can get it. And then, he blinked. Once. Barely noticeable. But to her, it was like an explosion. A heart in her throat. The memory flashed like a whip. Girl, stop. Stay out of there. The voice, the blood. And those same eyes. Shit. Shit. The crowd fell silent as if the world had frozen. This is it, she exhaled. The metal in her hand made her skin cold. It's too late. I can see you. Saw you then. I see you now. 1 second. A heart. A sigh. And then a voice. Quiet. Low. Sharp as a gunshot in the silence. Don't. It was like something in my head snapped. My arms went slack. The crowd gasped. She froze. Eye to eye. The words echoed. This, it can't be. Not now. Not him. Not. Don't. The voice sounded like a blow. Clear. Sharp. All too familiar. And yet impossible. She was stunned. The world around her ceased to exist. No crowds. No whispers. No raised smartphones. Just him. That voice. Her heart hammered so hard it seemed everyone could hear it. No. No, it can't be, rushed through my mind. But a voice. That voice. Does one forget something like that? Even after years? Even when you try to shut it up with a bottle of wine or endless trips? What? My lips were dry, and the words came out in a husky whisper. What did you say? The guardsman stood still, his back perfectly straight, his stance impeccable. But now the eyes, they were looking at her. Straight on. Through. And too deep. Too painful. Her legs treacherously trembled. No. You want break. Not in front of him. Not again. And yet, her heart felt like it was wrapped in barbed wire. That look. Those damn eyes. The words stuck in my throat. Is this a joke? Is this some kind of freaking setup? Silence. Only the crowd began to come to life. The buzz was building. Someone exclaimed, "Did he just talk? That's a violation. Withdrawn. Oh, this is going to go viral." But she didn't care. She didn't care at all. Everything but him was erased. In her mind, memories, bright flashes, the smell of burning, screams, and him. Back then, the exact same eyes. The exact same voice. Girl, get back. Do you hear me? And then, an explosion. She was jerked back to reality by a sharp intake of breath. You can't be him, she squeezed out. Her voice trailed off. He's dead. I saw it. I saw it. The last word came out in a scream. My fingernails dug into my palms. The white jacket was like a shell, but inside, everything trembled. Guardsman. No. This man had no right to be one. But the eyes, bloody eyes. You were on that bridge, she whispered. The pupils narrowed. Damn, it was you. But how? He didn't answer. Only his hand, in a movement unnoticed by the crowd, slightly clenched the rifle's belt. Like an anchor. Like a reminder, control. But the eyes spoke more than any words. They said no one survived. I almost snapped. My voice was shaking. Her hands were shaking too. The crowd was filming, whispering. She couldn't hear. Yeah? I was waiting for the letter. Damn it. You were supposed to be dead. I should have been. The voice whipped like a whip again. Smooth. Restrained. But underneath it, pain. And guilt. A lot of guilt. But no. The world tilted. Her eyes stung. No, she wouldn't cry. Not in front of him. Not now. Bloody, bloody hero, why? The words fell quietly. Broken glass. Why did you save them then, and not him? Why not my brother? The crowd roared even louder. Brother. Came from somewhere off to the side. But she didn't care. Just that look. Those. Damn. Eyes. The guardsman, the man in front of her, clenched his jaw. Face stony. But in the eyes, hell. I tried, quietly. Almost a whisper. But true. Right in the heart. Oh, God. I tried. But It was already out of breath. The first glitch in the armor. He almost blinked. He said, "Save them." Voice trailed off. My eyes went to the ground. I couldn't save everyone. Silence. Dead. Stinging. She took a step. Then another. Her heart was pounding in her chest. "You should have." Lips trembled. "You promised him. To save everyone." He met your gaze. Straight on. Without leaving. "I saved as many as I could. If I'd gone back for him." A short sigh. "No one would have survived." Tears. Shit. Shit. They broke through. Her eyelashes glistened treacherously. She sobbed, wiped angrily with the palm of her hand. "No. Not now. You can't." "So he died because of your right choice?" The words poison. But the voice, broken. "And I lived all this time thinking you were dead, that it was possible to hate you without a trace of." Grinned. Bitter. Painful. And here you are. Alive. Standing there. In that damn uniform. Like it's nothing. It wasn't. It was. Eyes met. He, looked deeper. "You think this is easy for me?" Quietly. Tiredness in his voice. A sea of fatigue. I hear his voice every night. If I could turn back time. A second. An eternity. She lowered her head. Her hands trembled. Her heart couldn't cope. "I should have hated you." In a whisper. "It was easier. Easier. And now, what am I supposed to do about it?" He didn't say a word. The crowd, forgotten. The world, just the two of them. "I'm sorry." Finally. Quiet. Bitter. "If you can." The tears flowed on their own. She exhaled. Lowered her hand. The metal fell from her fingers, clattered against the sidewalk. "Shit." Sob. "I hate you for not being able to hate you." He stood. Silent. And that silence was louder than words. Silence. Pressing. As if the air were condensing into concrete walls. Her heart thundered. Out of rhythm. Painful. Loud. Too real. Tears rolled down her cheeks. Hot. Scalding. "Pull yourself together." But it was too late. Everything had collapsed. He stood still. Stiff. Steely. But the eyes, those damn eyes weren't empty anymore. They were tired. Sadness. And guilt. Heavy, sticky as soot, embedded deeper than skin. "Why?" My voice broke. "Why are you even here? Right here in front of me? After everything? After him? Is this, on purpose? To make me break?" Bitter laugh. "That's great. Congratulations. You can be proud." I broke. The crowd around me held its breath. Someone was filming, someone was whispering, but it was far away, like through water. This world no longer touched them. It was just them. The two of them. In the center. On the edge. The guardsman. No. James. The name came up, slashed at her memory. She wiped the tears away with the back of her palm, angry, sharp. Weakness was the last thing she wanted to show. But her hands trembled. Her chest burned. "You, beginning, voice hoarse, it was easy for you after that, wasn't it?" Stepping over. Standing up here. With that, your perfect poise. With eyes that. He's gone. 1 second. An eternity. And the voice. "No. It's not fucking easy. Every day is like a knife to the ribs. But if I don't get up here, then who will?" The words were simple, but they held the weight of war, of loss, of nightmares. She heard them in her heart, and she hated herself even more for realizing it. "You saved them," quietly, "but not him. And now, am supposed to what? Accept? Forgive?" My eyes glistened with new tears. My brother was everything. And at the last moment, he chose not himself, but you. He nodded. Slowly. He was the best of us. Without him, I wouldn't be standing here. Silence fell again. And in that silence, she remembered that day, the screams, the explosions, the hot blood on her fingers, his voice in the radio get them out. Quickly. And her brother's last words, tell her that I'm proud. But he didn't. No one said, until now. The tears came again. My arms dropped down. I tried to hate you. To make it easier. So it wouldn't hurt. And now, a bitter sob. Shit. It's worse. It hurts worse than ever. I know. Short. No pathos. Honest. It hurts. 1 second. 2. She took a step. Stopped right in front of him. Pain in her eyes. Anger. Love for her brother. And something else. Deeper. What if I can't forgive? Whisper. If I see you as his shadow. His shadow? Always? He met my gaze. Live for him. Hate me if it helps. But, don't destroy yourself. He didn't want that. His heart pounded. Harder. Louder. She sobbed. And then she exhaled, as if she'd let the poison out all at once. She lowered her head. Her palms trembled. Tears fell on the sidewalk. He spoke. Quietly, almost inaudibly, that honor is not a word. An election that no one sees. I grinned through my tears. Ironic. I saw today. Too much. It's not your fault. James' voice softened. You fought as hard as you could. Just in your own way. She nodded. The tears were still flowing, but not like a storm. Like rain after a long heat wave. I hate you, he whispered. But thank you. For him. For saving them. For, the truth. Even if it was late. He nodded. Silently. Sometimes, silence speaks more than words. The crowd began to come alive. Some applauded. Some cried. Some still didn't get the point. And she turned around. Took a step. Another. Easier. Not the easiest, but easier than before. And suddenly, a voice behind me. He loved you. Said you were his best choice in life. Pause. A breathless breath. Tears again. But different. Warmer. The pain was still there, but there was a light in the depths. She didn't turn around, but she raised her hand, a gesture of thanks. And then she was gone. Tears. A smile through them. And a heart beating a little more steady. The guardsman remained at his post. Unmoving. But somewhere in the depths of his eyes, something warm flashed. A memory. Pride. Loss. And acceptance. And on the sidewalk, where they stood, a lone teardrop lay and reflected the sky. Clear. No clouds.